Hi, I'm Jack Lucas, finalist of MasterChef 2014, and welcome back to my new series. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you an amazing recipe for simple but elegant 5-spice duck with honey, soy, lime and ginger noodles. The first thing that you need to do is trim off any excess sort of sinew or anything from the bottom and score the skin very lightly. This is going to do is help for some of that fat to render down in the cooking process, which is going to yield you with a really kind of crispy skin like you get with crispy duck. All I'm going to do is season it with salt and pepper. This now goes into just a cold pan, and all we're going to do is season the top, again, salt and pepper, and leave it. Now you want to gradually turn up the heat, and what you'll see is you'll sort of see this fat melting and bubbling at the side. That is what you want. And then, once that fat sort of starts to render down, you whack the heat up, flip it over, and you're going to get crispy skin. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Right, so I'm serving my duck with some crispy tempura shallot rings. So I'm going to use plain flour, a mixture of plain flour and corn flour and baking powder. Now this is what kind of gives it that bubbly lift. To that, I'm then going to add soda water, again kind of giving this bubbly nature, which is going to crisp up amazingly. But I'm going to add in this. Now, all it is you add in enough to combine it into a thick paste. That's all it is. So let us know if you give this a go, especially the tempura rings. I'd love to see what you guys do with it. As you can see, the batter's come together. It's quite thick. It's quite like a wallpaper paste in a way, and it's got these little bubbles in it, which are going to pop and explode when they hit the oil. Pop in some shallot rings. So I can leave that to one side. After about 5 minutes or so, you can see in the pan that the kind of duck fat from that skin is rendered out, and whatever you do, don't throw that away. That's amazing on roast potatoes and that sort of thing. But I've turned the heat up to like really, really hot now, and what you're doing is you want to get great colour on the duck skin. So as you can see from these, you've got that wonderful golden colour, which is what you're after. They are going to be really, really crispy, really nice. I'm just going to flip it back onto the skin side down and then pop it into the oven. That's going to help it get really, really crispy. Right, so these have had about 3.5 minutes in the oven, and all I want to do now is just have a little look. Now I want these to be slightly pink in the middle, and to the touch it should be slightly springy, as if you're kind of pushing in against that part of your hand. And I can see that these have still got a bit of spring in their step, so I'm going to take these out. There's that lovely crispy skin on the bottom. Take these out. Now these need to rest for at least 5 to 10 minutes. All I'm going to do though while that rests is just put a little bit of a glaze on top. Now to do that, I'm just going to whip up honey and some 5-spice powder and then pour that over. Okay, so these can just sit on the side for 5–10 minutes while we make the rest of the dish. Okay, so to go with this duck, I'm going to serve a really simple stir fry with ginger, lime, soy and honey. Now all you need for this is a little bit of oil. This oil is kind of smoking now, and into that I'm going to add some aromatic flavours. So we've got ginger, we've got a couple of shallots which have been finely sliced, a bit of chilli for heat. Now you can add as little or as much of this as you want, and some garlic as well. While they stir fry together, I'm just going to fry off these lovely little shallot rings which have been sat in the tempura batter. So in oil about 170 degrees, we want to let these just crisp up really nicely, and they'll kind of bubble away, and that's exactly what we're after. Just flip them over so they get a nice even cook. So I'm just going to drain these onto some kitchen paper and fry the rest off as well. Right, so now these have taken on a lovely bit of colour. I'm just going to add in some noodles. Now I'm using fresh noodles, but of course you can use dried noodles and just cook them off beforehand. Add that into the mix, give it a bit of a stir through, and then I'm going to add in some light soy sauce, quite a generous amount of that, a squeeze of honey, a splash of mirin, which is Japanese rice wine. So the lime juice goes in. Okay, so I'm just going to add in, the last touch is the resting juice from the duck. Now this, don't worry, it's not blood, this is just all the amazing juices that's come out of the duck breast. Give it a last little shake up, and that's it. If you've liked this video and you'd like more of the same, then just click subscribe. So there is my super simple duck recipe. Crispy skin, juicy in the middle with an amazing fragrant noodles to go with it. I'm pretty confident you're going to absolutely love this one.